Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to welcome you to my first customer highlight with friends of mine. So today I want to welcome Jason Krauss, who is a dear friend of mine. And I want to talk a little bit about how he started up his own card company. And what was it, Jason, about 6 or 7 years ago, you asked me to have a glass of wine to share an idea?
I sure did. Yeah, we sat down and at House Wine in Worthington, and I said, Terry, I've got a crazy idea that I want to launch a greeting card company.
It's been so much fun to watch you grow.
Thank you.
So why don't you just tell us a little bit about your journey?
Sure. I first, as you know, Terry, I announced in the third grade that I was going to be a graphic designer. So it's sort of how I see the world. And I started working in automotive advertising at the age of 16 in Detroit. And for the last 23 years, I've owned House of Krauss Graphic Design. I had a little downtime in between client assignments, and I had an idea around a greeting card line that came to me when my late husband and I were engaged on our 19th anniversary, and we went to send a card out letting folks know about our pending marriage, and I couldn't find anything. And there was such white space in the marketplace. So I used that client downtime to kind of dirty some pages, as I like to say. And I gave myself a week. And at the end of the week, I saw the bones of an entire product line sort of taking shape. And I remember taking some of those initial designs and sharing them with you
Oh,
in
beautiful.
our first meeting. Yeah.
That
And,
was a
and
lot of fun.
yeah. So I launched Design with Heart. I decided I was going to start the company in February of 2015, and I launched the entire product line in New York City at the National Stationery Show in May of 2015. So 250 different SKUs, a full website, full catalog, fulfillment, print samples. It was a crazy time, but it was such a fulfilling creative endeavor.
Yeah, and you've added to your product line. It's not just
Oh
greeting
yeah,
cards, right?
that's absolutely right. We have greeting cards, gift wrap, gift tags, wine tags, art prints, boxed sets. Um, yeah, it's been a really fun project to launch, and I'm really proud to say we're in over 500 stores across the country, and of those 500 stores, a number of them are fine art museum stores. So,
That's awesome.
as a designer, as a creative person, what else was I ever going to design that was going to end up in the Museum of Art and Design in New York City, right?
Right. I
So,
remember going there a couple years ago to visit my friend Scott, who you know.
yes.
Um, and I'm like, ah, there's Jason's card. It was really early on too. Like that happened pretty quickly for you.
You know what? It was like my third order at the National Stationery Show, which was at the Javits Center. If you've been to New York City, you know it's like 4 city blocks long. The buyer from the Museum of Art and Design came in, and I wanted to do a cartwheel. All 6'1" of me wanted to do a cartwheel right there. I thought it's working. I think what's kind of interesting from a creative standpoint is the line has allowed me to tap into a lot of different skill sets that I that I enjoy. A love of typography, a love of writing, a love of fine illustration, of design. Um, it's also allowed me to put positive messaging out into the world. And for me, that is a true privilege. And it feels really good.
Well, you are one of the most positive people I know.
Thank you. Thank you kindly. I mean, it comes down to, I mean, it is a folded piece of paper. At the end of the day, a greeting card is a folded piece of paper, right? But there's so much strength in that actually greeting cards serve as a kind of a conduit between two people. And I've
Speaking
always,
to the choir.
yeah, well, and I think as a point of view, Design with Heart, I try to start the conversation. I don't try to be the conversation. And I think that that's a point of strong differentiation for us. The designs on the face of the card um, are hopefully cheerful, or hopefully empowering, or hopefully convey all of the message that needs to be said. And then we back out, and there isn't a tremendous amount of prose. And so I think we've been really fortunate. They've resonated with a lot of different people.
They're beautiful. Do you have one you can show us?
Oh, sure, I do. So the line kind of started with a great delve around marriage equality and LGBTQ lives, and it really then kind of went around to empowerment as well, and also encouragement, and one day at a time, or day one you decide. That's been a really popular brand new card that we've released. But in terms of empowerment, also it takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. I mean, what an important message! What an important message for all of us right now to kind of focus on, but especially for youth and at-risk youth. It's such a privilege for me to know that this card is being used by a number of organizations who are working with at-risk LGBTQ youth, and sending these cards on a regular basis.
Awesome.
But the line is really is actually quite broad, and frankly, I use as an operating platform the idea that love is present and permeates all that is good and hopeful.
Nice.
And so that's sort of my litmus test. If the card kind of resonates in that space, then it can fall in the product line of Design with Heart. So, like, love of typography, like big and bold, right? And I just love how this card kind of turned out. And also, a little snarky and a little sassy too. Holy Sheet Cake has been a really popular birthday card for us. And I think this is one of the cards that you may have purchased a time or two, Terry.
I have. I think you got me that card one time.
Keep it sassy, classy, and touch badassy.
Awesome.
Now, you probably want to know about my paper choices.
Well, I know about your paper choices, but perhaps the audience would like to hear.
Sure. So, I have always been a Neenah loyalist throughout my career, and Neenah has always been kind of my go-to sheet, classic crest, solar white, and we use a really beautiful weight, so the cards have a nice heft to them. And then for the envelopes, just to give it something a little bit different, I use the Star Dream, and that has that slight shimmer to it. And so I do the envelopes in red or in silver. And that's actually been a really smart business move for me too. Some card lines try to have matching envelopes in, many, many different colors, but I'm able to buy my envelopes and just feature the two styles, two colors, and that allows me to buy them in bulk, and it allows me to
and it's a recognizable brand because you do use those two.
Absolutely. The brand is really focused strongly on black and white, but when we do pops of color, you'd be surprised how well silver and red will serve you from a color standpoint, especially in Columbus, Ohio.
True. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, I really appreciate that. Is there anything else you want to
Terry,
add to this?
Come with me into my closet.
I'd love to.
Take my earphones off.
So you're going into the closet now?
Yes. So I just thought you might enjoy taking a peek at this, because look at all this glorious paper.
That's fantastic. So is this your staging area or inventory?
Yeah, inventory for about 250 different greeting card SKUs. And as the orders come in, I have a gentleman that helps me pack the orders up. And we do sell them in sets of 6 when we're selling to our wholesale customers across the country. And so we put them in cello sleeves, and we put them in cello packs as well.
Awesome. Awesome. This has been so much fun. You know, I love you. And it's been
I love you too.
great working with you and being your good friend and all the projects that we get involved in. So thanks for spending a couple of minutes with me this morning.
Hey, we need to schedule another glass of wine
We do.
sometime soon.
I'm so looking forward to that.
Yes.
All right.
Be well.
Thank you.